Guys, today we're going to take a look at this Monterey Bay Knives Slayback. Now this is in ZDP 189 in carbon fiber. It's a laminate blade and it's designed by my friend Ray Laconico, released by Monterey Bay Knives. So let's not take any more time. Let's get the intro out of the way and take a look at it from above.
So guys, as you heard me say in the intro, this is not technically first day in pockets. This came back from the show with me here a day or two ago, and it's been in my pocket a little bit. You could see I've been using it. This is a pretty unique knife. What you're getting is a take on a Slayback, which typically is a slip joint, but this is done in a liner lock, carbon fiber, and a very unique blade. Now, I asked Sanford at the show, this is 420J, I believe, steel. I will make sure I know for the final review about this, but the edge itself is done as a layered or laminated ZDP 189 edge. So let's get a couple things out and look at some size comparison, because this is a nice thin knife. So let's get the size comparison started. Your first knife is going to be the QSP Penguin, and I picked that because it's a rather similar blade and knife design as well as size comparison. So they're pretty similar, QSP Penguin. So if you've got one of these, you know. This one does have a bit of a difference in the handle, in feel and everything, but we'll discuss that in a little bit. So yeah, there's your first one, the QSP Penguin. Your next knife's going to be the CJRB Rhea, which is another size comparison that's pretty close. You know, this is a very small, nice little folder, gentleman style folder, but you can see this one's just about the same in dimensions. I think that the Slayback is just a little bit bigger than the Rhea. So, and your final comparison, as always, is the Chris Reeves Sebenza, which is a very well-known knife. So you should have a pretty good, a good comparison here so you can see the size. It's not a very big knife. This is not, but it does a very good job at what it's good at. So let's get this out of the way and start talking about this on our technically first impressions, even though it's not the first day in pockets. So as you know, I told you guys this came back from California Custom Knife Show with me. It was given to me by Sanford on the channel. This thing is great. This is a very, very good all-around utility knife. This thing is super comfortable in hand, ultra light. It's done in carbon fiber, steel liners that you can only see at the right at the lock point. So they are very well hidden. So you have that really clean look. Titanium pocket clip and backspacer, so super light. And then the showpiece on this, though, is the blade. So you have a laminated ZDP 189 inside a jacket steel. What that does is that allows you to have a very, very hard, very premium cutting edge, but not necessarily have to use as much of the material. So what you're getting is you're getting a price discount because only the edge of this needs to be hard. I like the Sanmai style laminated blades because you can get a very, very good edge material and not have to pay full price for the full blade in that, because the important part is the edge. So now I have resharpened this, and as you can see, it's pretty scratched up. So I only took this to 600 grit, which is a good grit for ZDP 189. Really aggressive. So far, this thing has cut superb. It screams through cardboard. The only reason I had to sharpen it, I'm not gonna lie, is because I was cutting with it and I got into a staple right here about mid blade. I did not see it. I got into it and it just kind of rolled the edge. Not really rolled it. It just kind of dulled the edge a little bit. And I'm like, well, let's go ahead and give this thing its best possible shot. I had only had it for maybe in pocket for maybe about 3 hours after I got back from the show when I did that. So we're getting to look at this pretty quick. Great things about this knife. We'll do some good that I found. This thing is amazingly light for the size it is. It is lighter than any of the knives I compared it to. Action is great. The flipper tab is pretty good as a finger guard, and the action on it is just truly, truly smooth and amazing. One of the other things it's got going for it, hang on a second, let me go grab its pouch. It came with some replacement parts. There is a little pack in one of these little pouches here somewhere. Oh, there it is, of hardware. So you've got a new pivot, you've got an extra set of screws, an entire set of body screws. It looks like you have all of the hardware you would need for this knife in it, with the exception of does not look like there's an additional stop pin. But yeah, pivot, body screws, body hardware, and a new set of washers included in this knife. So that's pretty cool. The way it looks, this thing is just gorgeous. And the additional fuller here on the handle means that this already light knife has already had some material removed. The pivots are great. You've got a really good set of a dome type pivot here. It is, I'm going to say it's probably keyed from what I saw in the hardware. This is a Laconico design. Nice backspacer, no lanyard hole. Now they could have given you a lanyard option in this backspacer. That would have been cool for guys that do like them. But then comes this. This is one of my favorite pocket clips on the market. It's really simple. It's really plain, but it is attractive. It's got some cool look to it. It's always done well. Some people's like, oh, I wish it didn't have that hole in it. I really don't care about that. But where it really shines is it is very, very comfortable in hand. All of the Monterey Bay knives I've handled are just exquisite in the way they feel in hand. They are amazing. All of them. Every one of them I've ever handled, even their full titanium ones, which this does come in a full titanium handle version. Flipper tab is a little bit, it's kind of Pocker Pecker-ish. We'll get into that when we start talking about the bad stuff, but it works incredibly well, and it gives you a very stable finger guard. You don't feel like you're come up and over. So everything so far has been really good. Like I said, it cuts like a champ. It's got pretty good edge geometry. It's not super thin behind the edge, but it is very, very aggressive in the cut with this Wharncliffe blade. I cut down a ton of cardboard that had been reserved for testing other knives, and now I have to find some to test some other knives. As you can see, like I said, only a couple days that it's been here, and I already have used it enough that I've screwed up the finish all over it. But it's fun to cut with. That's the thing I was going to say. It is fun to use. If you're cutting down cardboard, this thing screams to it. In a reverse, you've got this sway backed area here. I'm usually not such a fan of, but if you've got it in a reverse cut, if you need to cut, like if you're draw cutting on some wood to shape or carve like if you're out in the field and you need to make a tent stake and you got to do some carving, great knife for that. It cuts so aggressively, and the edge being in ZDP 189, I forget what Rockwell it's at. I will make sure I put that in the final review, but it is done very well. Heat treated on it is really good. The edge has held amazing. So that's everything good that I've found so far. Let's talk about, there's only a couple little bad things I've noticed in the first couple days it's been here. Like I said, typically I like to do first day in pocket, but I was so busy with the editing and stuff, this rode my pocket for a couple days. So let's go ahead and flip this and do the bad side. As far as negatives, there's only two. I'm not such a big fan of the flipper tab. It doesn't bother me too badly, but I wish it wasn't so aggressive, and I would like to have seen it a little further forward because you lose a little bit of grip. If you had done it so that this flipper tab was ever so slightly forward, maybe a little smaller, you would be able to have that a little forward. I honestly think I would prefer this knife just not to have a flipper tab and have thumb studs. I think that would have made this a little bit better. I can still get a 3 and a little bit grip on it, but it's still like, if I could just get a little further up on it like that, I think it would be better. The other thing that I don't like is there is no recess here for me to get on that lock bar. That is really tight. I've got big hands, big fingers. To get in there on that, I don't feel like it leaves me much space. I can do it, but sometimes it's just a little awkward. And then the last thing is, I kind of wish they had used a more robust piece of material for the liner. That feels as though, it's got a good feel to it. It doesn't feel like it's anything, but it doesn't feel like there's anything wrong with it. It just feels a little thin. So I'm curious as to see how far that goes over. It's just at about maybe 40%, 30 to 40% lockup right now. I know it looks like 50, but when you really look at it, there's a good bit of space on that. So that is just the only things that I can really say that I find. I don't know I don't know if I'm going to change my mind about that. Like I said, the action and everything's on it is great, but I just those couple little things that I've noticed that I don't like. So there you go, guys. That's just kind of the first impressions. Not necessarily, like I said, not necessarily first day carry, just because of time constraints and filming and editing other things from the show. I just am getting around to this. So I got back from the show Sunday. Today is Tuesday, and that's what you're getting. You probably won't see this till next week sometime, probably Tuesday or Wednesday, about a week out from filming this. So, all right, guys, let's turn this around, do some final thoughts, and send you out about your day.
So there you go, guys. That's my first impressions take on this knife. I really couldn't do an unboxing. I couldn't do a first impressions because it was handed to me at the show. Now, I will have to say this came directly from Sanford, but I can tell you he did not go through and pick out anything special. He just grabbed one from underneath the table, made sure that it was a slayback, and handed it to me. So it's not like I got the best possible version of this knife from Sanford, but I will say it is really, really good. So with that being said, we will see how this carries over the next couple weeks to months and see how I still feel about it. I really love it. It spends a lot of time in my pocket. So guys, that's it on this one. If you like the content, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. Please tell me why. I can't change the content if you don't tell me what you don't like. If you want to support the channel, it's as simple as like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon. If you do hit the bell icon, make sure you've got it set to all and have notifications turned on your device so you get notified of everything I put up. If you want to support the channel financially, there are a ton of affiliate links down below. It's like self-sponsorship. Those companies pay me for having brought those items to you, and it doesn't cost you anything at checkout. I have a couple that save you money at checkout, though. I have got Dull Strong Knives, 10% off your overall order. Coffee Brand Coffee, 5% off your overall order, and I have got some of their French toast on the way. I'm hoping it shows up soon. There's a couple more that save you money. Atlas VPN, which is the VPN I use, is currently 80% off for a 2-year subscription through the holidays, which makes it $44 for 2 years. And then the final one's Airfare Consolidator, saves you 3% on your overall domestic airfare. Guys, other ways you can do it. I have got a membership down below where you get in on tier-based benefits. Every one of the members has access to my Gilded server where we chat and goof off. The baseline and premium tier members are automatically entered into a giveaway that I do almost monthly on the Gilded server. Parker, I know I owe you your giveaway. I just haven't shipped it. And the premium tier guys have access to a sharpening tutorial series that you can only access as a premium tier member here on YouTube. And the final way is I have a merchandise store on Ember Shirt Co. where you can pick up my merchandise or other creators' merchandise at a discount of 10% if you use my coupon code CrazySharp, capital C, capital S, CrazySharp, all one word. It's in the description. Guys, that's it. I love you all. Keep it clean in the comments section. If it's your birthday, happy birthday, and I will see you in the next video.